That'll still hold you steady, but you'll freak out. I know you. I know what you're made of. Yeah. You'll leave me to try and make it all happen. No. I'm just gonna release my goodness, but shield you from even seeing what you're seeing. I'm gonna put you in the cleft, or I'm going to protect you even in answering the prayer of the longing of your heart. Oh. Amen? So here's homework. Let's homework, right? Here's the altar call. The things in our hearts that we will not let go of. We've got to keep letting go of these things. It's not answered that 6 weeks ago and I'm good. Yeah. At least it's not for me. Yeah. It's every day with the Lord. He just begins to expose. You've got to leave this and come here. It doesn't have to be what we would call sin, right? It's not about, stop sleeping with it. Although if you're sleeping with them, please stop sleeping with them and turn your heart to the Lord. What I'm talking about is not trusting that He knows how to work it out. Right? That is sin. That is sin. You have faith. It's perverted faith. You have faith, just not in Him. You're not trusting Him. Listen, this man upholds the universe with the word of His power. If He's given you a word in your life, if He's given you a word for your life, you can trust Him. The earth is still orbiting around the sun. The sun is shining. Right? The universe is expanding. We can trust Him. If He has given you a word, stop fretting over how it's not your business to know how it comes to pass. It's your business to say, you're lovely in this place. You're lovely in this place of not knowing. I'm blinded, but thank you. I see more clearly than I ever have. Isn't that what Paul was saying? I've lost all ability to do anything, but I found who I was actually looking for. Isaiah would say, God, wound Israel so that you can heal her. Oh, and America, we need that. We're assured in things that we should not be assured of. Amen? We need God to assure us. We need God to assure our hearts. Because without that, we cannot proceed. We cannot proceed, and we're not in the faith. We're not in the faith. The door is that pearl of irritation. That's the way in, and it's the only way in. You're not going to climb a ladder to go over the wall. I hope you hear what I'm saying in the spirit I'm saying in. I know it's different. I know it's not what we hear. And this, I believe this is the word of the Lord. I believe this is the faith that we've been called to. Abraham, leave what you've known and come and follow me, and I will make you something that you could not make yourself. Leave it. Peter, leave this, and I'm going to make you something. It's not Peter's job to make himself something. It was the Lord's job to make him something. Men, our primary responsibility as the church is to be fascinated again and 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 again with who He is. If we will guard that aspect of our life, if we will be a people of one thing, I'll tell you what, all the stuff, finances, whatever, name the stuff, my family, name the stuff in your heart right now. Doubts, who do I marry? All these things that come up. If we will stay and remain focused, when we're unfocused, we go back. When we're unfocused, we go back again. When we're unfocused, we go back again and say, Jesus, I'm reminded again that you are all together. If we will do that, we will always know how to find Him. Amen? So here's my charge. If you've lost sight of the Lord, if you're in that season, you're not sure, press away. Come to prayer meetings that we've got all week. Press away. Just sit with the Lord. That's what the first Psalm, the very first thing I read, David said, where's my first, too many notes. Great is the Lord and greatly to be praised, and His greatness is unsearchable. One generation shall commend your works to another and shall declare your mighty acts. One on the glorious splendor of your majesty and on your wondrous works I will meditate. David spent his life meditating on who God was, is, and is to come. Amen? This is your inheritance. This is our inheritance in the Lord, to be fascinated with him. So that's my prayer. And that's my desire this week. Press into him. Press into him. Go back. If you do not have an active word in your life right now, you need one. You're not called to meander. We're a called people. That's what the Bible says. You have been called and chosen as a royal priesthood. We have to know where we are in him. Come be with. We have to have a word. It doesn't have to be, go take Zimbabwe. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a word. It can be anything, but you know it's the Lord. You know it's the Lord. I charge you, go back to that place. If you've lost sight of that for a decade, the last word you had, that's the active word in your life, and go back to it. Amen? God has not forgotten what he spoke over you. He spoke to Abraham about Isaac. Didn't happen that year, did it? But that was the active word over Abraham's life. Abraham tried to make it happen. We have Ishmael. Amen? But that was the active word over Abraham's life. And it behooves us to not move past it. If that's the one thing we've got, it's the one thing we've got. We don't have to have more. We got one thing. Amen? Amen. So here's what we're going to do. Because we are a people going into an unknown land, next Sunday, we've decided we wanted to meet at a park and do Liz Shayestapour's idea, do church. Yeah. So we decided we wanted to have food and drinks and meander with God a bit, but with him. Mm-hmm. Amen? Amen? So we're going to meet at Phelps Park, and I'm going to post it on the website. It's in Winter Park, right off of Aloma, 10 a.m. One of the things we've so enjoyed is in not having a building, you lose your fear of man a little quicker when you're in park to park to park. We're in park to park to park and house to house to house and UCF and the inner city, and suddenly you just don't care so much who thinks you're crazy. You know? And I think there must be, God just likes this season for us right now. Just enjoy the fact that people think you're a little crazy and worship the Lord in spirit and in truth in Phelps Park. And, right? Right?
I want to add something to that.
Yes.
You know, one of the things that we obviously, we would love to have a building, but we're not going to be